Long Island tonight, 3 women are now charged in the death of a little girl in Bayport. Jor'Dynn Duncan was just 7 years old. Tonight, prosecutors say they have disturbing evidence that shows the women in custody actively tortured the child.
She was 7 years old. She danced through life with sass and rhythm and a smile that could melt hearts. Her name was Jor'Dynn Rose Duncan, and she deserved to grow up. Instead, she spent the last year of her life being tortured inside a house on Long Island, New York, by the very people the system trusted to keep her safe. 90 injuries on a 7-year-old's body, whip marks, internal stab wounds, restraints, and not one adult in that house called for help until it was too late. This is the story of Jor'Dynn Duncan. In December 2024, Suffolk County Child Protective Services placed Jor'Dynn with Emily Kelly, a 50-year-old woman from Bayport, New York, who was the fiancée of Jor'Dynn's father, who was incarcerated at the time. Kelly requested the placement herself. By April of 2025, a judge had granted Kelly full custody and legal guardianship of Jor'Dynn. 8 months later, Jor'Dynn was dead. According to prosecutors, what happened inside that home between January 2025 and December 2025 was not a single act of violence. It was a sustained, calculated campaign of abuse against a defenseless child. Investigators recovered extensive photo and video evidence from Emily Kelly's cell phone and cloud accounts dating back to January 2025, documenting prolonged restraint, physical injuries, and a complete denial of medical care. Prosecutors say Jor'Dynn was tied up in a bathtub and routinely tortured. Text messages between the suspects describe what prosecutors call sadistic abuse. In their own words, to cover her tracks, Kelly allegedly fabricated excuses for why Jor'Dynn missed approximately 40 days of school between January and June 2025. She told the school there were family illnesses, deaths in the family, a trip to Disney World, all lies allegedly used to keep anyone from seeing what was being done to that child. District Attorney Raymond Tierney did not mince words. This was not an alleged single act of violence. It was months of alleged systematic cruelty and sadistic abuse, meticulously documented. The child was allegedly left to die while these defendants watched her deteriorate. No child should ever endure such horror.
Authorities say Jor'Dynn Duncan lived the last year of her life in a Bayport home being tortured by her father's fiancé. The 7-year-old allegedly had 90 injuries on her body when she died. The 50-year-old fiancé, the fiancé's 75-year-old mother, and the fiancé's 24-year-old daughter all face charges. Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine says this was not a CPS case. Jor'Dynn was placed in the home by a judge.
But you're talking about CPS. Their involvement in this case is minimal. Minimal. We have an excellent DA. He is going to pursue this, and the people that are responsible are going to be brought to justice.
Sophia.
You don't think it's going to be so close to home. It hits a little different when it's right here.
They say the 7-year-old girl who lived here endured months of abuse.
I just feel terrible because, we just feel like we would have done something.
A grand jury indictment now alleging that Jor'Dynn Duncan had at least 90 injuries on her body in the last 48 hours of her life. 20 other injuries, including some suggesting she was whipped. Looking outside the home, a clear indication the family denies any abuse. Signs about their own grief after Jor'Dynn went into cardiac arrest here last December. But neighbors like Tom Lowe, who lives 2 doors down, wondered.
Like 9 months ago when they went into the house, ambulances, cop cars.
Now 3 generations of women in the home, all charged with the abuse that caused little Jor'Dynn's death. 50-year-old Emily Kelly, her legal guardian, facing the most serious charges, including second-degree murder. Kelly was the girl's father's fiancé and had legal custody because he's in prison. But prosecutors say in the year Kelly was in charge, cruelty persisted. So did alleged cover-ups of Jor'Dynn's injuries discussed between Kelly and her 24-year-old daughter, Alyssa Seymour. Kelly's elderly mother, meanwhile, Barbara Renner, allegedly singing in the background during a video showing little Jor'Dynn struggling.
3 generations, nobody, it's sadistic. It's horrible.
Jor'Dynn Duncan was absent from school 40 days in 2025. In a statement, the superintendent of Bayport Blue Point saying the district remains heartbroken and profoundly saddened as they continue to navigate this difficult period.
On the morning of December the 29th, 2025, Emily Kelly called 911 and reported that Jor'Dynn was in cardiac arrest. Paramedics arrived to find the 7-year-old unconscious. She was rushed to NYU Langone Hospital in Suffolk County, where she was pronounced dead. When the medical examiner completed the autopsy, what they found was devastating. Jor'Dynn Duncan had approximately 90 injuries on her body. She died from a massive, untreated infection caused by sharp force injuries, including whip marks and internal stab wounds. These were not fresh wounds. These were injuries that had been allowed to fester, to infect, to consume a child's body over time, while the adults in that home watched and did nothing. According to information circulating on social media from those close to the family, Jor'Dynn's mother, Portia Duncan, has now lost 3 of her children. No mother should ever have to bury one child. The thought of burying 3 is a grief that most of us cannot begin to comprehend. Whatever the full circumstances are, Portia Duncan deserves answers. She deserves justice, and she deserves for the world to know her daughter's name. Jor'Dynn Duncan was just 7 years old. She danced. She smiled. She had 12 siblings and parents who loved her. The system handed her to strangers and looked away. What happened inside that Bayport home for nearly a year is one of the most disturbing cases of child abuse and murder this country has seen in recent memory. Jor'Dynn's family deserves answers and justice. Say her name, share this video, and subscribe so you never miss a case update. Rest in peace, baby girl.